Guys, Miss Charlie here with another palette declutter. Got some more palettes here that I'm going to be taking out of my collection. Either they just don't work for me anymore, I'm not happy with them, or some are just a little too light for my skin tone. There's one in here that I'm going to pass on to someone because I've only used it once and I really wasn't that impressed with it, so I'm going to pass it on to someone else to see if they can get some use out of it. But we're going to go through this pile here and I'm going to show you the items that I'm going to get rid of. If there are colors in these that I do like, I will probably depot them and put them in a Z palette, which is what I did with my last palette declutter. I took the colors that I liked in each palette or whichever palettes and just put them in a Z palette. So we'll go through these and see if there's anything that I want to keep, but all of this is going away. I'm gonna start with the two big palettes. This is the Wet n Wild, the 40 palette. This was like a dupe for the James Charles Morphe palette, which I also have. I like that palette a little bit. It's hard to work with on some of the colors. I did a video, I did a post on Instagram showing the swatches between this one and that one. Some of the swatches in this one were better than the swatches that are in the James Charles. My best friend did a video trying the James Charles and how it worked on her. She got the James Charles palette for me and we both tried it because we were traveling and she surprised me with it when we were away, and we both tried it and we did not like it that well the first time we tried it. And then she did a video, which I will link below, when we used to do videos together. I'll link it below, her using the James Charles palette so you can see her experience with it. But it's still in my collection because some of the colors are good. But when I saw that the Wet n Wild was putting out this one, the 40 palette, which is like a dupe for it, I went ahead and picked it up, and that's what it looks like. And this was a while ago, so this was a few years ago when this came out, and then also the James Charles came out. We all know that came out a long time ago. But this is the palette. It's very pretty. I like it's like an 80s 90s vibe on the front, and this is what she looks like. She's dirty because I have used her quite a bit. Come on. But yeah, this is supposed to be a dupe for that, and you know, the big pans that are in the James Charles, that's like these over here. But I liked some of the quality in this one better than the James Charles palette. Some of the colors were spot on, some of them are a little off, but some of them have more pigment than the other palette. But since I have the James Charles and I do use that one more, most of the colors in there I do use more, but there's again some that I don't. I'm going to get rid of this one because I did try swatching this and some of the shades are getting a little dry, so I'm going to go ahead and let her go from my collection. This is one of the old e.l.f. palettes. When they used to do these, they used to do like a 32 pan, which I bought a couple of those because there was some really nice base shades and transition shades in that one, and I panned a few of those. But my best friend got me this. She got me another 32 pan, which I ended up decluttering. She got me this for Christmas many years ago. But some of these colors are really good, and I marked them with the X, the ones that are really good, pigmented, things like that. But I'm not really using this. Even though it's on my makeup collection, it's on my makeup calendar. When it comes up on my makeup calendar, I do use it. I mostly use the shimmers. Some of the mattes are good, but I'm not into big palettes anymore. Another reason why I'm getting rid of the Wet n Wild one, but I still have the James Charles, which is still a huge palette. I'm not into big palettes anymore. I like things that are a little bit more condensed, color stories are a little bit more curated, things like that. But I appreciate that she gave me this for Christmas, but I'm just not using it, and I'm going to let her go. This is the OPV Beauty Spotlight palette. I got this in a BoxyCharm drop box. And it's very pretty, and I've only used it once since I've had it, and I've had it for a couple of years. And it's beautiful. You know, you have pops of color, you have your neutrals. You could travel with this. This kind of reminds me of the Born to Run from Urban Decay, which the quality on that is way better than this one from when I've used it. I've swatched it. The swatches are nice, but it's just not calling me. So even though it is, again, in my calendar, I've only used it once. So since I've had it, it's only come up in my makeup calendar once, and I wasn't really that impressed with it. So I'm gonna pass this on to someone who might be able to get a little bit more use out of it. Again, it's only been used once, but this one is leaving my collection. These BH palettes, I got all but one of these when they came out because that one sold out, and it was like the blue one. Everybody wanted that one. It was gone. So wasn't able to get that, but I got the rest, and I still have a few. But as these come up in my makeup calendar, I'm just like, what was I thinking when I bought these? Because this is very, very plain. The highlight is very pretty. I did keep the highlight from a couple of these that I've gotten rid of. The highlight is very pretty. I might keep that, like I really need any more highlighters. But this is the Aries one. I would have liked for it to be more of this color story, maybe a real dark, rich burgundy or a blood red, but the color stories did not match the packaging at all. That's one reason. This one is the Gemini, which is me. I am a Gemini. This one is just boring. I like this grungy green, but other than that, it's just boring. I think I just bought them just to get the set. And the highlight, again, is very pretty. But for Gemini, this is not me. This color story is definitely not me. And the Pisces green, this one is okay. I would have liked to see a dark green in here or even a neon green, but it's just not. It's just not. This is not the same quality as the Birthstone palettes. Those are absolutely fabulous. Those will never leave me. But the highlights in these are really, really pretty. So maybe I'll keep one or two of these highlights, but the rest of this is gotta go. These two from Lime Crime. I got this one at TJ Maxx. Ooh, come on, out of there. There we go. It's very pretty. These shimmers are very pretty, but these lighter colors are they're just more ashy on my skin tone. But these are absolutely buttery and beautiful, and I might keep those and just depot them. Let's look at that. That is so pretty. I might just keep this orange because I have plenty of golds and coppers in my collection, so I don't really need those, but I might keep this one right here. And this is the Glory palette. But yeah, these mattes in here are just not good for my skin tone. They're very ashy. And then the Venus 3, I think I got this in a BoxyCharm. This is nice. I've used it. It's fine, but it's just a little bland for me. Just a little bland for me. And this color here, it's like a duochrome pink purple. This is pretty, but I have pink purple duochromes that have more punch than this. So this is leaving, and the packaging is bulky. That's one thing too with this. These Venus palettes, they're very bulky compared to the Glory. These are very bulky. But these two Lime Crime palettes are also leaving my collection. The Huda Rose Pastels, I think I got this in a BoxyCharm too. I don't know why I kept this, because this is just ashy on me. These colors here are just not, there's hardly anything coming up off of here. Hardly anything. Not very good. See, they look good on camera, but then when I put them on my eyes, I'm like, you really would have to build these up. These are not the type of shimmers or metallics that I go for. I want something that's got some punch. So this one is leaving. These two's from Revolution. This is Give Me Darkness. I've had this for a long time. I've used it many, many times, but it's just getting a little dry for me. I can't open this. There we go. It's getting a little dry, some of these colors, but I've used this so many times to make smoky eyes. Some of Revolution's formulas are really good, and then some of them are not. This is like in between, but I've used this so many times and I really enjoyed it, but the colors are getting dry, so I'm gonna let her go. And then this collab they did with Jack. I used to watch Jack all the time, but he's not really doing makeup stuff anymore as far as I'm seeing. He's doing some other things, so I haven't really followed him in quite a while. But I'm getting rid of this here. And it's a pretty color story. Again, you got your pops, you got your neutrals and whatnot. And I've used this plenty of times and it works just fine, but it's just not something that I'm interested in anymore. So, sorry, Jack. Okay, so lastly, I have this Makeup by Mario palette from ABH. This came out a long time ago when I was in my neutral phase, going through neutral shadows. This is very neutral, but the quality of this is really, really nice. I like some of these. This one has a dip in it. This has a dip in it. I've used this quite a bit, but neutrals are no longer something that I need because I have plenty of neutrals in my repertoire. So this one I am going to go ahead and get rid of. Then these two Devious ones, the Saharan and the Afrique. This I've only used a few shades out of here, like Kofi. I might depot that one because I really like it, and Dakar. But the rest of these I don't really use. This red is okay, but this yellow it doesn't really show up on my skin tone. It's more of a blend out shade. It's not something that I can, pack on and have. This blue's okay, this green's okay. I have a green in my singles from a Coastal Scents, which is no longer available, but it is way better than this one, and it's called Prehistoric Green, and looks just like this, but the quality is way better than this one. But this is one of their earlier palettes, and I don't know if I bought this or if I got this as a gift, but I'm going to probably depot this and let her go. And then the Saharan, also neutral. This one is beautiful. I've used this the most, and also Kai. Chad is good, but I have a few blacks in my collection that are really good, so I don't need that. And Iman is a really nice silver. If you want a nice, it's not really silver, it's more of a shimmery white. So if you want a shimmery white, that is gorgeous. So I might depot this one and this one, because those are the ones that I use the most. But this one is also leaving my collection. Alright, so that was just a quick small palette declutter, getting rid of these from my collection. Some shades I will depot and put in a Z palette, but otherwise these are leaving my collection. I have dwindled my collection down. The last time I did a count, because I write them all down, I had almost 250 doing these declutters. I've gotten down to less than 200, which is still a lot, but I'm less than 200 as far as palettes, so that tells you how many I have decluttered so far, so that is good. So I'll just keep it going and see if there's anything else that might need to leave the family, because again, with my makeup calendar, with me using a different palette every day, that lets me know whether it's still usable, if I still love it, you know, if it's dried out or whatever, that keeps it in use so I still remember it, see if I still like it, if I want to continue to keep it in my collection. And so far I've gotten rid of quite a few, so I'm proud of myself. But I thank you all for coming. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you all. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Check out my other declutter videos, which I will also link. And we'll see you in the next declutter video.